Hi, welcome to the search engine for investors at ifindproperties.com. On your left here, you're going to see the basic menu items that enable you to search investments here in Las Vegas. And I'll describe each one of them briefly, and then we'll move on to the results. On the left-hand side here, you're going to see price. It's a very basic price menu. Most investors right now are currently shopping between 75 and 100K. We find that to be kind of the sweet spot at the moment. The next item is your type of product. Most people are going for houses. The alternative would be, of course, condos or townhomes. The next would be a specific area. We don't recommend being specific to an area until you get more familiar with Las Vegas. But these are the various areas in Las Vegas, and they're very broad simply because we feel that it's not good to be married to a specific zip code. Unlike many towns in the United States or other countries, Vegas is a checkerboard of quality, and so we recommend that you avoid trying to stay within a specific area initially. The next item is a visited menu. If our agents have visited a property, you can select yes, which will give you properties that we visited. That includes videos, estimated repair costs, and updated ratings. The next item is equity. It's the relative value of that property relative to others. Most investors, for example, like to find the cheapest property in the neighborhood. The next is income. It's also known as return on investment or capital return. Typically anything with a cash return of 10% or better gives you an A income rating. The next item is condition, and that is a relative condition of the property. Most common foreclosures just need carpet and paint. If it's an A condition, you're pretty much ready to go. And then the last category, and the most controversial, is desire. And that is the desire of that particular neighborhood. And again, in Vegas, that is a checkerboard. And A being exclusive neighborhood, C is your average working class neighborhood. So let's go ahead and hit a search button just to see the results. I'll explain to you what we're looking at. We designed this system, by the way, to help investors select the best product for them. On the left-hand side, of course, we get the ratings again: equity, income, condition, desire, square footage. We use a star system, similar to like a movie rating. A equity being the best, F equity being the worst. So what this is saying that this is the most expensive property in that particular neighborhood. Next is your income rating, condition, desire, and square footage. Square footage is the only rating that's not an opinion. It's just simply a math of the list price divided by the square footage. The next is our list price, not necessarily what you can get it at. The next item shows you the status of the property. For example, the ones that are white indicate that they're vacant. Red means the owner lives there. Green means there's a tenant inside. And we can get into that further at another video. This is the type of product. And then as we go to the right, you'll see that this is the area that it's located. So for example, this one right here, Grandview, is located in this area here in the C in the northwest. Here's your zip code, beds, baths, and so on. Here's the MLS number. If you want to go to a different website and search that property and look at it in a different way, you can go there. Use that to find it. Probably one of the more important features that our website offers that you can't get off the MLS or any other system is who owns it. This is critical to know in financing. So for example, this top one here is owned by Bank of America. If you were to have a lender, you would have to have a Bank of America lending letter in order to make an offer on that property. If it's a privately owned property, then there are no financial restrictions. So that there's more details. If you click on that, it'll give you more details about what those terms mean. Under the repair column, if you see a number below that, that means we have visited the property and gives you our estimated repairs. Again, the keyword is estimated. These properties have not been inspected. It's just our walk through the property and general ballpark of what we think it's going to take to get fixed. The next item is a net rent. It's a very complex calculation which involves the estimated market rents minus taxes and HOAs. This does not include property management, simply because there are different property management options you can choose from. Below that is your return on investment. If we visited the property, you'll get a more accurate return on investment. And so you can see, for example, this right here is a pretty hot item. You get a huge return on this particular property. So this is a brief summary of how our search engine works. Thank you for visiting.